Howdy guys, Cub here. Welcome to a quick video on 5 things I think should be added to Minecraft 1.12. Now before I begin the video, I just want to say these are minor changes to the game, which I think would greatly improve the game experience. And these were inspired by Jeb himself, who has recently been seen on the Minecraft subreddit. And he's been posting some things on some things that have been added to the to be done list for Mojang. Those things include things like allowing magma blocks to burn indefinitely, allowing bow enchantments to be applied when an arrow is fired out of a dispenser, allowing the player to sleep when non-aggravated pigmen are nearby, and also new note block sounds will be coming to the game fairly soon. Jib has also hinted at a few features he's already been working on for 1.12, which are also small in nature, including things like allowing easier selection of paintings in survival mode, and also the ability to save toolbars in creative mode. So inspired by those posts of somewhat minor additions to the game, I compiled my own list of 5 minor things that I'd like to see in Minecraft 1.12. So without further ado, let's get into the list. So the first thing that should be added to Minecraft 1.12 is the ability to shift double-click items into a crafting table, and it would look something like this. So this would easily allow us to craft up ore blocks and any other blocks that require a lot of one particular type of item. And just to demonstrate the usefulness of this, I'm going to show you guys on the right-hand side of the screen what it looks like when you can shift-click items into the crafting table, and on the left side is the current vanilla mechanics where you can't. So let's just see which one is faster. 3, 2, 1, go. So here we go, and there's 1 hay bale, 2 hay bales, 3 hay bales, 4 hay bales, and we're done already on this side. So keep in mind, this not only applies to things like hay bales, but also iron blocks, redstone blocks, diamond blocks, coal blocks, and a bunch of other situations such as prismarine, where it can also be used but isn't necessarily taking up every slot in the crafting grid. So for those reasons and the huge time savings you get when crafting ore blocks, this should be added to Minecraft 1.12. Another slight change that should be made to Minecraft 1.12 is to clear up some inconsistencies regarding the glass recipes of Minecraft. So basically, what this entails is that you can craft up things like glass bottles with regular glass, but not with any stained glasses. So here you'd expect to get some glass bottles, but unfortunately the recipe just doesn't work. It works with any type of stained glass, you just simply cannot craft it unless it's the regular glass like this. And this is sort of equivalent to not being able to craft chests with different types of wood. It's just an inconsistency in the game that persists even across other items. So for instance, let's say we wanted to make a beacon. We can make a beacon here with normal glass, but again, if we wanted to make one with stained glass, it doesn't really work. And I think it's sort of unnecessary. I think it should work with any type of glass, because sometimes you don't have regular glass, all you have is stained glass. And it's sort of a pain to go and get sand, smelt it up, and then use that glass. Same thing works with daylight sensors, for instance. So you need the regular glass here, but if you try to use stained glass, it does not work. And this consistency is hopefully going to be addressed in 1.12. The next change I'd like to see in Minecraft 1.12 is a change in the drop of the Elder Guardians. So currently Elder Guardians can drop sponge and sometimes some fish or prismarine shards. Now there are a couple different reasons that I think this should be changed. The first is that the Elder Guardian is sort of the only boss mob or mini boss mob that doesn't have a unique drop. So for instance, the Wither has the Nether Star, and the Dragon has the Dragon Egg. Both unique drops from the boss mob, which the Elder Guardian doesn't have. The sponge is found much more plentifully throughout the Ocean Monument itself than what you can get from just killing Elder Guardians. So that's the first reason. The second reason is sort of along the same lines, that the Elder Guardian is not the main source of sponge in the game. That's, again, from the Ocean Monument itself. There's roughly about 30 or so sponge per monument, depending on how many rooms you have in your Ocean Monument that you find. And personally, I think that if you have a mini boss mob within a monument, the boss mob itself should yield something more valuable than the monument itself. So that's sort of backwards to me, and I think it should be changed for that reason. And finally, there's a lot of unrealized potential in what the Elder Guardian could drop. And what I mean by that is, the Elder Guardian is the only mob in Minecraft that has a status area of effect that it gives to players. No other mob does that, and currently the drop does not utilize that mechanic, which I think it should. So that is why I think the Elder Guardian drop should be changed. One other thing that would need to be done if this change were implemented is we need to find a way for the player to always be guaranteed at least some sponge in each and every ocean monument. Otherwise, we'd have some players who find monuments who get a lot of sponge, and some who found monuments without sponge rooms who didn't get any. So what I propose is that the gold blocks in the center of each and every ocean monument, those should be changed to instead have sponge blocks there. And not only would this allow a guarantee for at least a few sponge blocks, 8 sponge blocks in fact, in each and every ocean monument, it would also ensure that the player actually gets more sponge on average per ocean monument than they do currently. This change also makes further sense if you consider the fact that gold has become more plentiful. For instance, gold is now found in mesa mine shafts above Y level 32, and also gold has become less useful with the removal of the enchanted notch apple, and also powered rails are less relevant because of the changes to elytras, which allow us to fly across the world much more quickly than we could possibly travel by rail. So given those changes, I feel that it makes sense that the sponge should be put into the spot of the gold blocks in the ocean monuments, and that the Elder Guardians should get a different drop, more representative of their unique mechanics within Minecraft. Another minor change that could greatly improve Minecraft is the ability to access items from your offhand in an inventory. So for instance, if I wanted to move this obsidian into this inventory, I can't do it from my offhand. You see there is no offhand slot, for instance, over here that I could easily move stuff back and forth from the chest to my offhand. Instead, I actually have to exit the chest, remove the item from my offhand, put it in the main hand, and then put it into the chest. Now, it might seem like a minor thing, but it is sort of an inconvenience at times, and would definitely help improve the game if that was possible to access your offhand while in an inventory. One small feature that should be in Minecraft 1.12 is the ability to locate these end gateway portals. A lot of times I've found that when you're exploring the outer end islands, you occasionally will see these end gateways, but then you can't find them once you are ready to return to the main end island. One proposed solution that I had to this would be to use Eyes of Ender thrown in the end to locate the nearest end portal. However, Jeb has recently shot that idea down due to the fact that it would be CPU intensive. So instead of doing that, I propose something different with compasses. So basically the problem boils down to the player does not have a viable way to, currently in the game, rediscover things which he or she has already found very easily. The go-to method right now is basically to use F3, write down the coordinates, and then come back later, which honestly doesn't feel very vanilla to me. There should be a way we can do this without having to resort to the debug menu. And my proposal is this. So my proposal would be to use the compass for this purpose by allowing the player to relocate where the compass points at. So currently the compass points at the spawn chunks, which are over there in this world. But if I were to shift right click on a block, like say for instance this lapis block right here, let me just go ahead and do that right now. So I will shift right click. Then the compass should point directly at that block. And you can see here, if I go ahead and circle around here, the compass now it does indeed point at this block right there. And this would allow players to, discover something, use the compass to shift right click, and then it would allow the player to get a general sense of where they are in the world and make their way back to that point in the world in the future. So this would be great for, having the compass point at your base, so you could always find your way back to your base. Or if it worked in the end, it would allow you to find the end gateways and end portals very easily. I suspect the main criticism of the idea of allowing the compass to point toward a block the player specifies is that the compass does not work in the nether or the end. Now there's two ways to get around this. First of all, you could make a separate item like a nether compass or end compass, and here are two proposed recipes for those. That could work in the nether and the end respectively. This would mean that we'd have to have 3 compasses across all 3 dimensions, and the compasses would not work cross-dimensionally as is in the game right now. The other way to get around this is to actually change the baseline mechanic and allow the compass to work in both the nether and the end, but only after you've shift right-clicked a block to tie the compass to that block. But regardless of which way it's done, I definitely think that this mechanic should be in the game, because it will help players to rediscover things they've already found and allow them a way to get back to where they want to go without resorting to a debug menu. So those are 5 relatively small changes I think would fit in quite well with the existing game mechanics within Minecraft and would definitely be welcomed in the 1.12 update. As always guys, please let me know what you think in the comments section below, and thank you so much for watching. This has been Cub. Goodbye.